Well, we're back right here in the studio, and we have with us right now Philip Campbell, a watercolor artist. Philip, welcome to our program, Ya Hala Kuwait.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Nice to have you with us right here.
It's my pleasure, really.
So first off, tell us a little bit about your journey as a watercolor artist. What drew you to this medium?
It's a wonderful medium. It's a little intimidating, but I started my artwork, my journey actually with oil paints and acrylics. But when I found that watercolors is like a little difficult to manage and to do it, so I felt like that I need to leave oil paints for a while and I need to focus more on watercolors. So I did that part, and as I was into it, and I felt that I can also teach this, like as I simplified it, I can also teach in a easier way.
So tell us now, watercolors are often described as a challenging medium. So what do you find most rewarding about working with them?
Yes, it is a vivid medium actually, but it has also intensity and the depth in the vibrancy in the colors. It can be also used for using for landscape, for painting florals, in fashion, for designing. So, and I felt that this medium can be used. It's a versatile medium actually. It can be used in various fields actually. So, I said, like, why not go ahead for that?
And do you have a favorite subject or theme in your work? You know, we're taking a look at some of it on the monitor right now. Tell us what's your kind of things that you like?
My favorite theme would be painting about Kuwait. Something related to either the culture, the tradition, the heritage. That's what really. These are my favorite. That
draws you and have some inspiration to do that?
Yes, absolutely. Even
tell us why is that?
I feel so connected. You know, especially example when I paint at Sadhu House. You know, the doors and the windows, they are from India. I'm basically from India. I lived all my life in Kuwait, and I feel like so connected. You know, so when I see the windows, the doors are like, you know, and I feel like it's it just connects me to the culture very smoothly, you know. So and tradition and culture is my favorite. These are my favorite topics, you know, and I'll always like to cover these in my art.
Very nice. So what role does emotions or storytelling play in your watercolor pieces? How do you bring that to life? I mean, our audience looking at these amazing things that you have.
When it comes to emotion, if you have seen this ice cream cart, you know, now I think so they're going to be stopped in few months, I think so. So now that's going to be a little nostalgic. So I've already covered that in my paintings also. So even if once they're gone, they will always have memories, exactly, something to nostalgic, you know. Sure. So that's kind of emotion that you easily get connected through the medium of art that watercolor is, you know.
So how does, you know, artists, I always like to ask them how they get their, you know, inspiration. So how do you walk us through the creative process from initial inspiration till your brush strokes, the final ones? Tell us how that goes. Well, and sometimes you actually leave the work and come back. Tell us about
exactly
that.
As you said, like, there's never a final brush stroke. You can always come back to your piece, and then you can always edit it or see what needs to be added more. Especially when it's with watercolors, one needs to find out, like, where have you reached. Sometimes you get so lost, and apparently eventually you might land up messing the painting up. So in the stages of watercolor, I would recommend anybody who's doing watercolors, you try to take photos, so each stages, so you know where you need to stop, where you need to, like, continue. So that's what it is, you know.
And what about sometimes there may be some mistakes, unexpected outcomes when working with watercolors? So, you know, tell us a little bit about that. How does that work?
Yes, when it comes to watercolor, it's not at all forgiving. It's a little bit challenging. You have like 5 to 3 seconds of time to fix your artwork, because once the paint gets onto the paper, it's on the paper. You have like few seconds to either, like, just dab it out,
kind of fix it.
Yeah, kind of fix it. But even if you make a mistake, out of the mistake also you can make a beauty out of it.
Art can come from that too.
Exactly. It can be, you know. So it's never like, you know, it's an end of the thing.
So what artists or movements have influenced your work? How have they shaped your style?
Right. Could be Claude Monet's impressionist style.
Very
you know,
nice.
the way he portrays his landscapes, and the way that's what really. When I see this artist like Claude Monet, he's doing like plein air. that's what really motivates me to, like, to take my easel and my paints and go Souk al-Mubarakiyah or the beach or right in front of the Kuwait Towers, and I did a painting right there. You know, it never bothered, like, you know, whether it's heat or is it cold, or it's just my passion. So these are the moments.
Painting can be also, Philip, therapeutic.
Very.
Tell us a little bit about that. How you makes you feel like relax and
right.
Share that with our audience.
Yes. It could be, of course, therapeutic because of the way the color flows. It takes you to a different level of dimension of a state of your mind. It can relax you and takes you away from the stress of the worldly things, of the daily things that one would do, you know. And of course, it can help you to take you to another level. It can upgrade you in a sense. It will relax you. You can feel little free from the stress. That's what I would say, because the way the color flows, especially watercolors, you know, it's not like you can control it. It just so swiftly, it just flows onto the paper. If you apply the water and you let the paint loosely, it can just flow, and you can watch it right in front of your eyes, the blending of colors taking place. And that's what, especially with watercolors, it's more fun, because with watercolors, it's like either you control watercolors or watercolor controls you.
Sure.
So that's what the best part about this medium, watercolor. It's very therapeutic.
Do you have any advice for aspiring watercolor artists, especially those who may be a little intimidated or nervous about this medium?
Yes. My advice would be, do not fear. Take a chance.
Take
the initiative. Try to paint loosely. That's what I would say. Do not fear of the brush stroke. What will happen? Happy accidents. Happy accidents are always good. Like, let it flow and see what happens. And even if it messes up, you can always come back to it after 1 or 2 days and see if it needs to be fixed. You can always fix it. And even if it's not fixed, you can apply another medium that is a soft pastel on top of that, or even you can paint acrylic on top of that, because watercolor paper does hold acrylic or soft pastels, and you can always cover up your mistakes and form another art on top of that. So it's never limited. Yes.
So what projects are you currently working on, and what's next for your artistic journey, Philip?
Right. There are several projects. I do pet portraits and family portraits. I'll be having an event on this coming weekend in Dar al-Athar. So we have some set of a group of friends who will be demonstrating some of our handicrafts.
Oh,
not
very
only
nice.
paintings. Yes, it's more like a bazaar where people gather up together, and then they can demonstrate their handicrafts. And it's only not about painting, but various types of crafts that they display. And there are several events happening in Kuwait around about bazaars. It's more like small expos where we handicraft artisans wait for this during this season, actually this November, December,
to display
art. Yeah, I wish there'll be more platforms where handicrafts from artisans can portray their or display their art quite frequently. We face little challenges, but I believe a few of our valuable viewers who are seeing this show would help fellow artisans who are here, who are struggling at times to display their art. We are looking for a platform.
But you're all, like we were talking before we came on air, you have a network of friends and people you work with.
Yes.
And as the audience saw, you have some very colorful, great things that you do, Philip.
Yes. We are looking for a more platform. Actually, we are looking for a platform where we can display more art frequently.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Do you do any exhibitions outside of Kuwait?
So far, no. It's just been in Kuwait so far. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully to expand out.
Well, you're doing an amazing job. Great exhibition. We really like your work. And do you have any last words or comments for the audience watching Ya Hala Kuwait tonight?
Well, yes. Do more of art. Be focused on the talent that you're gifted with. Do not fear. Go ahead and try out the art. It's not only just art as a painting as such. Could be of any medium. Maybe performing art, singing or dance or anything. Try to do more of that. Make a better surrounding. something uplifting your culture, that I would say, that will leave a message to the world, something legacy, that I would say, in the form of art. Art is a very strong, powerful tool, actually. Thanks to God that I had a talent of art, so I've reached to this stage. And thanks to you, Tariq. Really, thanks.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on our program, Philip,
Thanks.
and wishing you all the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Thank you. We'd like to thank our guest, Philip Campbell, watercolor artist, for his time with us tonight right here on the program. Right now we're going to take a short break and then be back with you. Stay tuned.